Welcome to the Saturday edition of Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath and we're taking a look at the 8 races at Ascot. Let's take a look at the conditions that are on the screen at the moment. The Mooble Rail is at an inside position, be running on a good 3 as well, and expecting some westerly breezes throughout the day. So should be a very interesting day of racing. And race number 1 just shows how close this race card is. All of these runners can certainly win the 6 that are in the field. And we'll take a look at that race now. It is over the 1400 metres. All horses in reasonable form as well, and one that was very unlucky last start was number 5, Flying Roar. Missed the kick, ran on strongly to finish second, and we'll take a look at that performance now.
Behind them, Tudor Bolt. Now where's Stocks? He's behind horses and he's trying to wind up. Antique Dream had headed Civil Rights. Next contestant, Tudor Bolt behind them. Flying Roar, Cougar Knights looking for a run. Stocks is deeper out. Antique Dream, next contestant, Flying Roar. On the fence, Civil Rights. Antique Dream, Flying Roar, Antique Dream. Close.
It was a good performance by Flying Roar in the end. When you took a look at the speed maps going into the race, we all thought that this would be the leader of the race, but with the starter not going to plan and missing that kick, has certainly had to do a lot of hard work and then just wasn't able to overpower Antique Dream. But there was positive signs. The blinkers come off here, drawn nicely again in barrier 2, and Jason Brown keeping the ride with the 54 kilos. As I said, all horses can win this race though. At Checkpoint, the bar plates come off for this run. Lost 1 length at the start, last start over the 1000 metres, was beaten 4.5 lengths by Scheidel. But this horse likes the 12 and 1400 metres. Hasn't won for 1100 days, which is a small concern, but with the claim will carry just the 59.5 kilos. New time, Clint Johnson Porter rides. This is another of Jim Taylor's gallopers, just the 57.5 kilos. Beaten 3 lengths by Flytego. You take a look at the track and distance record, 17 attempts for 6 victories and 4 places as well. So certainly enjoys running over the 1400 metres at Ascot. Carry the Nation is another that you'd be expecting to improve. Was only beaten 2 lengths by Flytego last start over the 1200 metres. So expecting further improvement to come again here. Second up, 6 attempts for 3 victories and a second as well. So those form lines certainly highlight that. Hobart Jones at number 4 for Vernon Brockman. William Pite takes the ride, steps up to the 1400 metres here. Last starter, Lucy Warwick, who rode this galloper, just reported that the horse needed further. Took a while to wind into this race. He'd expect that distance to suit. Barrier 6, drawn nicely with the 54.5 kilos. And the final horse, as I said, they are all chances. Number 6, Vital Importance for Neville Parnham. Chris Parnham to ride. Drops back to the 1400 metres, which I don't think is the best distance for this horse. But the form lines are good. The last time over the 1400 was only beaten a length and a half by Ideal Image, and that was of course in the listed Jungle Dawn as well, so you'd expect those form lines to be holding up. Let's take a look at selections for race number 1. I'm going to tip number 4 Hobart Jones, from number 5 Flying Roar, number 2 New Time, and number 1 Checkpoint. Race number 2 at the Amelia Park Plate over the 1000 metres for the 2-year-olds. A couple of these have gone head-to-head already. A few coming out of the trial as well, and looking forward to analysing those form lines. But the replay that we are going to take a look at is a Speeding Comet, a winner on debut. There was a protest with horse number 2 in this race at Next Generation as well. So let's take a look at the closing stages now.
Just a Dame drops out to last. They're in the home straight. I Am Incredible comes after Speeding Comet. A length and a half away. Next Generation starting to run on. And here's the other of the Parnham trio, Burning Magic as well. Speeding Comet with 100 to go. On the outside, Next Generation. Speeding Comet, Next Generation. Speeding Comet giving plenty though. And Speeding Comet wins. Speeding Comet. It
was a good win by Speeding Comet. As I said, the protest came much earlier in the race, where Peter Nucky was able to cross and then just slowed the gallopers up a little bit. Next Generation was forced to come around the hills and do some work outside of it, and Neville Parnham, Chris Parnham tried to get that victory in the end, but it was dismissed, giving Speeding Comet the win on debut. It was an impressive performance as well. Drops back an extra 100 metres here, which I think is a positive, but does go up to the 58 kilos. So there is a 2 kilo swing here for Next Generation, which might just be enough to turn the tables, and I will be tipping that way with Next Generation on top. Some of the other runners in the race, Burning Magic also comes from that replay, attacked the line strongly, drawn barrier 8 here with the 54 kilos, so also gets a 2 kilo swing on Speeding Comet. And out of the horses that are trialled, I really like the River as well. Rich Red was in that same trial, but the River just really attacked the line strongly, settled nicely too, which was a positive sign to see. And we know that Trevor Andrews always has good luck with his 2-year-olds, so I'm expecting a good debut performance by that galloper. Taking a look at selections, I'll be tipping number 2 Next Generation to turn the tables on number 1 Speeding Comet, number 7 Burning Magic, and number 6 The River. Race number 3, it's Australia. Race number 7 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 2,350 metres, and although only 7 runners in the race, it is a pretty strong form race as well. We've got 4 of these runners coming out of the listed ATA stakes, and some being in very good form. I speak of the likes of Don't Get Caught and also Galaxy Prince, which certainly improved last start. The replay that we are going to take a look at does involve both those horses. The race was won by Dark Alert, but Don't Get Caught finished second on that occasion, and Galaxy Prince finished third, so we'll take a look at the final stages now.
And on its back is On Trashar outside Lavera. Dark Alert making a run as well. Don't Get Caught at the 250. Swept to the lead. Went back to the fence. Dark Alert running on powerfully though. Dark Alert went to Don't Get Caught. Races to the lead. Shintamani from the back making ground with Galaxy Prince. Dark Alert, Don't Get Caught. The 2 fighting it out. Dark Alert too good. Dark Alert ahead.
Good performance by both of those gallopers there, and I've been really keen on Don't Get Caught for a while now. I thought it was the best bet of the day before it was beaten by Dark Alert in that race. William Pite takes a ride here, just to 54 kilos, drawn nicely in barrier 5. Should be enough tempo in this race for Don't Get Caught to hit the front late and be too strong for mine. I certainly think it is the form galloper in the race. I think Operational is another galloper that will be running well, of course, in the listed ATA stakes. Was beaten 12 lengths, which was disappointing. Hasn't won for 567 days and has also had 5 attempts at this distance yet to place, but I still feel that at its best it is one of the better stays in this race. Galaxy Prince, you saw that horse running on nicely too. It was held up at one stage, carries the 55.5 kilos here, and we're still beaten 2 lengths by Dark Alert, but it's just showing that it's starting to get back to the staying capabilities that we know. And Fulgur, another one that of course comes out of the Group 2 Perth Cup, so this is a big drop back to a 72 plus with a 2 kilo claim, just has to carry the 58.5 kilos, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes over the 2,350 metres in a small field like this. Let's take a look at the selections. I'm going to tip number 7, Don't Get Caught. From number 3, Operational. Number 5, Galaxy Prince. And number 1, Fulgur. Race number 4, it's Australia. Race number 9 for our Singapore viewers, and I think we're all very excited about this race. We get to see Light My Veins for the second career start. Of course, how can we forget the first, the debut run, a Group 3 Listia, winning over 1,400 metres. Douglas White riding on that occasion, and his opinion of this galloper is through the roof. He's been very keen to even try and get this horse back to Hong Kong, so just speaks of volumes of how good they believe that this 3-year-old gelding may be. Let's take a look at that victory now, because as I said, very impressive to win a Group 3 1,400 metres on debut.
Led from the stablemate Putri Jewel. They're a length and a half clear. Push and Shape's beginning to run on very well. So's Yoshi Noxus down the outside. Total Eclipse in behind them. Lightning in My Veins is threading its way through the field as Yoshi Noxus goes up to Push and Shapes. Lightning in My Veins though coming through on the inside. The newcomer. Lightning in My Veins and Yoshi Noxus. But it's a Group 3 win on debut.
Stunning performance there by Light My Veins, and has backed it up since with a recent trial. They trialled on the 4th of January and won by just over 2 lengths. Lucy Warwick takes a ride here, barrier 2 with the 58 kilos. We know in horse racing it's a very funny game. You don't want to declare things, but this horse has to be almost the closest thing to declaring. I find it very hard to see how anything is going to beat number 2, Light My Veins, but we will try and take a look at some of the other runners that have a chance. And number 1 from on for Neville Parnham. Chris Parnham riding here has certainly been in very good form. A winner 3 starts ago at the track and distance. Followed that with a second behind Arcadia Dream, and then last start was well beaten by Who Dat Singer over the 1,800 metres, but I think dropping back to the 14 is the big key here. The Blue Nipper's been racing well as well. Form lines behind Vega Magic, has bumped into that horse in its last 3 performances, but has shown enough to come back to this type of company, step up in distance as well. I think can certainly improve. And one that I was really impressed with as well was number 9 Merry Jig for trainer Adam Durant. It only won by a length at Pinjarra in a maiden, but it was just the way that it did. It was stuck on the rails. Clint Johnson Porter was able to move out, and then it just really attacked the line late. And I think the 1,400 at Ascot, in a smaller field, it should be able to suit from the nice draw in barrier 6 as well, especially if it can sit in the 1 out line. I think it can play a part in this top 4. Let's take a look at the selections, and this is the best bet of the day. There's no doubt about that. Number 2, Light My Veins. From number 1 from on. Number 5, the Blue Nipper. And number 9, Merry Jig.